Alright. Hello everybody and welcome to the 5th race in the ARCS Cup Series. Now, we're going to Langhorne Speedway with a field of only 21 drivers. It may not be a lot, but it'll certainly be better than Bowman Gray Stadium, which we just raced at. The field of 42 drivers, and it was not fun. So yes. Only 21 drivers will be able to qualify. And then after this, it will be Darlington. So hopefully, it doesn't go really badly. Like Bowman Gray Stadium. If you look at the results. Yeah. Not good. Disqualified. Why did he get disqualified? No idea. Anyways, let's go ahead. Forget that Bowman Gray Stadium race ever happened. Hey, go on to Langhorne Speedway. Here we are. The qualifying results are in.
To your cars.
Thank you, Mr. Announcer of the race. So here we have it. Here's standings. We have Kevin Anderson on the pole and Robert Hartley in second, which is very similar to their standings in the points. Kevin Anderson's up there, and Robert Hartley too. Colonel Basher also up there. He's one of the leaders of the point standings. And there's Gary Wilson, who got disqualified for the last race and also led a few laps at Bowman Gray Stadium. But, I mean, sure. Anyway, so here we have Chris Michael, Roman Grosjean, Daniel Carter. It's all fine. It's all fine. Look at all these drivers. John Kerry didn't make the cut again. I wish I could see more of him racing, but didn't qualify. Anyways, let's go on to this race.
Drivers, start your engines!
And there we go. Drivers are firing up their engines and we're ready to race. The pace car coming off. And here we go. We're underway. We're on the pace lap. And hopefully this time we don't have a wreck on lap 1 and it'll actually go fine. Alright, so yeah, we have Kevin Anderson on the pole, Robert Hartley on the outside in second, Philip Basher here in third, in the 79, Gary Wilson in fourth in the 45, and in fifth we have Chris Michael on the inside of the 31, and here we go, the green flag is out, and we're racing, and here we go into turn 1. Oh, we're going fast. This here is a fast track, I'm telling you. Robert Hartley in the 3 trying to pull ahead of Colonel Basher, but Colonel Basher trying to keep ahead too. They're both racing really hard. Oh, Colonel Basher goes down into the inside, trying to pass Kevin Anderson in the 99. Here we go. We got good racing here. Kevin Anderson trying to pull ahead and make the outside line work, but I don't think he can. Colonel Basher gets ahead of Kevin Anderson, and Chris Michael goes inside, going to pass Kevin Anderson and catch up to Colonel Basher. And Dale Carter, the points leader, is in third. Well, he's actually in fourth, because Kevin Anderson's still technically in second on the outside, but Dale Carter will become third soon if he can just pass Kevin Anderson too, as well as the other people. But no, Gary Wilson goes into the inside, trying to cut off Dale Carter here. as well as Robert Harley on the outside. Chris Michael out to the inside of Colonel Basher, taking the lead. And here they go to the line. We're on lap 5. Chris Michael is leading in the 31. Got tons of good racing here. Gary Wilson in the 45. Yeah, they're in third. But Robert Harley goes inside, passing Gary Wilson for third. We're going roughly 130 miles an hour around this track. Really fast. And here we go, riding along. There we go. There's Roman Grosjean there on the inside of Trey Clegg. Trey Clegg right now is in 10th place. And there's Lee Jones, teammate of Robert Hartley, right behind. There they go to pass Trey Clegg there. Got some good racing. Anyways, back to the lead. It's Chris Michael. And Chris Michael is starting to pull ahead of the rest of the drivers. Colonel Basher now 0.27 seconds behind. Robert Hartley right behind them on their back bumper. There we go to the line. Is Chris Michael going to pull ahead of everyone? I sure hope not, because that'll make bad racing if someone is just dominating the whole race. Or maybe if you're a Chris Michael fan. Because, you know, maybe sometimes these drivers have fans. I don't know if we're popular enough to have fans, but you know what? If you're a fan of Chris Michael, then you'll surely like this race. And here we go. We're almost 3 wide. With Dennis Reese in the middle there. Is that Dennis Reese? Yes, it was. Chris Michael still in first. Colonel Basher still in second. Robert Hartley still in third. And Kevin Anderson is pulling ahead of Gary Wilson to pass him. There's Richard Herman, which is up there in the front of the point standings. Not first, of course, but he's up there. You're going to try to go past Gary Wilson, too. All right. Here we go. We have some close racing here. We have Robert Hartley right behind Chris Michael, 0.11 seconds behind, and here he goes. Robert Hartley making the move, going inside of Chris Michael, trying to pass him. Oh my God, he's losing a bit of speed, but is he going to keep it? Is he going to pass him? He's going to get side by side and cut him off here. I don't know. It looks like to be they're side by side. Robert Hartley gets ahead on the inside line, passing Chris Michael. There he goes. Robert Hartley now the leader. We are on lap 13, but Chris Michael's still trying to pull ahead. It's close. Close racing here. And there they go. Robert Hartley still leading this race. Chris Michael right on there on the outside, battling him. Two very fierce competitors, both with team owners. Chris Michael with Hughes Racing and Robert Hartley with Robert Hartley Racing. And both two of the first drivers ever entered in this ARCS Cup Series, in this league. I believe so. If I remember correctly, of course. Actually, I can check right now. But yes, Robert Hartley is leading Chris Michael starting to fall back. 0.29 seconds behind. And Colonel Basher in the 79 right behind. Yes, I am right. Robert Hartley and Chris Michael were both the first people ever submitted for this this series in this league. And here we go. We're seeing them lead. Here we have Colonel Basher and Richard Herman battling it out. Richard Herman is trying to get third place from Colonel Basher. Here they're side by side, nearly identical times. Really close, but I think Richard Herman has got the upper hand on this inside line here. There we go. Robert Hartley still far ahead. Well, not that far. Chris Michael still 0.20 seconds behind. Or maybe, nope. Chris Michael's falling behind while Robert Hartley pulling ahead. Yep, there we go. Look at all those cars. Robert Hartley is dominating. Maybe he can finally get a win here. Who knows? Because we had John Kerry, Daniel Carter, and Kevin Anderson, who won that fourth race at Bowman Gray Stadium. Kind of want to forget that ever happened, but we gotta count it. And here we go. Everyone's racing. And here we have the teammates side by side. Eddie Moore and Mark Bell Jr. both in the 1 and 10. But it looks like Eddie Moore isn't going to go easy on his teammate, passing him on the inside. And Dennis Reese there in the 125. He's also there. And Daniel Carter in the 8 is back, all the way back here in 13th place, along with the like of Dalton Jones. Daniel Carter's not having fun today. This is going to really affect his point standings, and maybe after this race he won't be the points leader anymore. Probably see another person leading on the point standings. My guess is probably going to be Chris Michael. And here we go. Oh my goodness. Robert Hartley is leading with almost a second ahead. He is flying. Absolutely flying. So, we have Robert Hartley at first, Chris Michael at second, Richard Herman in third, Colonel Basher in fourth, and Gary Wilson in fifth, and Kevin Anderson in a close sixth. And there's Robert Hartley's teammate, Lee Jones, all the way back here in seventh. And there's Ryan Adema in eighth. Pretty good performance to be in the top 10. Ryan Adema actually qualifying. That's surprising. Yeah, there's Ryan Adema in the 192. And Ryan Adema is making a move. He's going to try to pass Lee Jones in the 46 on the inside. Oh, boy. But it looks like Lee Jones is still pulling ahead with that Robert Hartley racing engine. And we have, of course, Robert Hartley still leading. Now, still not a second ahead. Who has the fastest lap here? Apparently, Dalton Jones always having the fastest lap. No idea how, but they always seem to have the fastest lap here. Oh, Chris Michaels now 0.86 seconds behind. Might be actually catching up. Yeah, Dalton Jones has the fastest lap back here, and he's in 12th. 12th place, Dalton Jones. And with the number 1 fastest lap. And there's Dennis Reese right behind at 13th. Oh, Dalton Jones going to pass anymore for 11th. Chris Michael really trying hard to close that gap between him and the leader, which is all the way up there. Here we go. 0.91 second gap between Chris Michael and the leader, Robert Hartley. Maybe Richard Herman could swoop in and save the day from the dominance of Robert Hartley Racing. And Robert Hartley, the team owner, which has this race in his hand, his grip. Got a grip on this race. But could someone loosen that grip? Could someone take it away from him? Stay tuned to find out soon. We have 88 laps here. We're nearing lap 30. Here we go. And we're on lap 30 now. Here we go. There's Robert Hartley. Still leading. Last lap was 28 seconds. A second behind of his best lap. There's Chris Michael now. 0.78 seconds behind. Gap smaller than 0.91, but can he keep closing in the gap with every lap? He's got a better lap this time. What's going to happen? And he's also got a better lap by 0.03 of a second. Oh, but Robert Hartley got the best lap on that one. Now Chris Michael is 0.82 seconds behind. It's going to be a battle to try and have the fastest lap, trying to shave off every single thousandth of a second you can, because that'll be the difference in whether you win or not. You can see here, best lap 27.243, and Robert Hartley, best lap 27.246. It's a very small margin, but a large gap. Chris Michael now 0.59 seconds behind. Chris Michael got a good lap here. Can he make another good lap? We're going to have to work extra hard to catch up to Robert Hartley. And here we go. Oh. Getting out. Ooh, Chris Michael now 0.64 seconds behind. It's going to be really close. Let's check in on the rest of the field. Hey, look. There's Bobby West in 16th. And Harry Miles right behind him in 98. There's Danny Sylvester and Simon Mayer in the 130. There's Roman Grosjean in the 64 and Lee Jones in 46 battling. They're battling for what appears to be 7th place. And I think Roman Grosjean's got it. There's Kevin Anderson, the winner of the last race at Bowman Gray Stadium. And right now is 6th. Right in front of Roman Grosjean. Can Kevin Anderson hold on to it? I don't know. He's going wide. Roman Grosjean going down low and to the inside to pass Kevin Anderson in the 99. Ryan Adema is up here trying to get into 8th place. Boy. Here's Robert Hartley again, the leader of this race. Chris Michael is in second, 0.54 seconds behind. He used to be around a second behind, but it looks like he's improving with just slightly better lap times. Could Chris Michael catch up? He probably could. Here goes Ryan Adema. Take 7th place from Kevin Anderson in the 99. Ryan Adema in the 192. Now in the top 10. And Dalton Jones, too. He's passing Kevin Anderson also. Here we go. Oh, is Ryan Adema going to try and make a move on Roman Grosjean? I don't think so, but Dalton Jones is going to make a move on Ryan Adema as he goes into the inside of Ryan Adema in the 192, and Dalton Jones in the 24 coming up right behind the Roman Grosjean in the 64. Running his back bumper, and Dalton Jones is taking the 7th place from Ryan Adema in the 192 and coming up to Roman Grosjean in the 64, which is right now with the 6th place and trying to cape that. And Dalton Jones going to the inside of Roman Grosjean in 64, and Dalton Jones in 24, and going to take the 6th place from him and going into turn 1. Dalton Jones cutting him off, and Roman Grosjean cutting him off in turn 1, trying to take the inside line away from him and take the 6th place away, and trying to move up to 5th place and take it into the top 5, but I don't think he can get into the top 5 because of Gary Wilson in the 5th place, which is in the top 5, is way up, ways away. I don't know, sorry, I turned into an auctioneer, auctioneer. Yeah, I turned into a auctioneer for a moment there, and I don't even know why. There's just a lot of things happening, and you gotta keep up and try to keep up with all the action of the fast pace of these race cars. Anyway, let's try and keep it slow. Robert Hartley in 3rd. Chris Michael in 2nd. Now 0.36 seconds back. Chris Michael is closing in that gap. What's the gap now? Last lap, 28.763. Last lap, 28.728. Chris Michael, slightly better laps. He's closing in that gap. Richard Herman and Colonel Basher are nearly 2 seconds behind the leaders. Here are the standings now. Robert Hartley in 1st, Chris Michael in 2nd, Richard Herman in 3rd, Colonel Basher in 4th, Gary Wilson in 5th, Dalton Jones in 6th, Ryan Adema in 7th. Pretty astonishing to see Ryan Adema up here in the top 10. Roman Grosjean in 8th, Kevin Anderson in 9th, the winner of the last race, and Lee Jones in the 46th, rounding out the top 10 and 10th. And there's Dennis Reese in 11th, Jameson Pratt in 12th. Hey look, the Bullet Motorsport brothers, they're up here. And Daniel Carter back into 15th. Oh boy. Can Dennis Reese get a top 10 finish? Oh, he's going inside of Lee Jones. Is he going to cut him off going into turn 1? I don't think he can. Lee Jones still holding him off. There's a 0.32 gap between the leader, Robert Hartley, and Chris Michael in 2nd. That's a close racing. Henry Miles making a pass on Bobby West, trying to take, what position is this? I believe 16th place. Yeah. There's Wade Sullivan in the 00. There's Simon Mayer. All right. It's getting pretty close now. Oh, right there. And here we go. Chris Michael only 0.15 seconds back. They are close now. The leaders now really close to one another. We're going to get close racing now. Chris Michael right behind the leader, Robert Hartley. Can Chris Michael take the lead from him? Here we go. Coming up. Lap 46. We're halfway there. Can Chris Michael take the lead from Robert Hartley? It'll be really close. pretty sure at this track you're always turning, because I don't think there are many straights here. I think there's only one straight. You could call it a straight. Don't have much time to rest your hands. Anyways. Look at that. Dalton Jones. 6th now. So here's the standings. Robert Harley is at 1st. Chris Michael is at 2nd. Richard Sherman is at 3rd. Colonel Basher is at 4th. Gary Wilson at 5th. Dalton Jones is at 6th. Ryan Demon at 7th. Roman Grajin at 8th. Kevin Anderson at 9th. And Dennis Reese in the 125 is now in 10th. Passing Lee Jones at 1 point. Dennis Reese now in the top 10. Good. Really good. Robert Harley's trying to pull ahead of Chris Michael again. The gap now being 0.32 seconds. Oh, nearly identical lap times. Really close. Chris Michael and Robert Harley, nearly identical drivers right now at this track. Nearly identical skill. Oh. We're going through green flag pit stops. Green flag pit stops are underway. Bobby West the first to get pit stops. Dennis Reese staying out. Our first green flag pit stops. Who's going to get out first? All right, here we go. Now it's a battle of speed to get out of the pit stops quicker. Here we go. Chris Michael coming out. Robert Harley coming out too. Oh, nearly identical, but Chris Michael gets ahead out of the pit road. And Chris Michael now leading. Oh, we got some bumping. I think it's all fine though. So now Chris Michael is leading. Dale Carter led a lap. And Robert Harley was 0 seconds behind. You know what? Pretty cool that they're identical. Anyway. Dale Carter's still leading, but looks to be they're going to go pit. Yep, they've pitted. Now that the green flag pit stop shook things up, Dennis Reese in the 125 is now in the lead. I mean, no, not in the lead. I mean, 8th. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. But yeah, Chris Michael is now leading with better lap time than Robert Harley. So now we might see Chris Michael start pulling ahead of Robert Harley. The tables have turned. Chris Michael, now your leader. Here we go. Richard Herman, 2 seconds behind. Dalton Jones, the only 3 seconds behind. He's got the fastest lap. Still Dalton Jones. But Chris Michael, no. This is still the same lap times. Oh, Robert Harley caught up with Chris Michael. Robert Harley is going to try and take back the lead from Chris Michael. We're on lap 54. Robert Harley goes inside of Chris Michael to take the lead away from him. Chris Michael isn't going to give up too easily, though. He's going to try and fight to the end. Chris Michael trying to pull ahead of Robert Harley, but Robert Harley going inside, trying to get past. And now Robert Harley is leading. Chris Michael still trying to make the outside line work. I don't think it'll work, though. And Robert Harley gets ahead. So now, Robert Harley is now your leader. So now the standings. Robert Harley in first. Chris Michael in second. Okay, here are the standings after the green flag pit stops. Robert Harley in first. Chris Michael in second. Belcher Jones in third. Richard Herman in fourth. Roman Grosjean in fifth. Gary Wilson in sixth. Carl Basher in seventh. Lee Jones in eighth. Dennis Reese in ninth. And Ryan Adema in 10th. Hey, Ryan Adema, you were in the top 10 for a moment there before Kevin Anderson took it away from you again. And there's the Bullet Motorsports team. Eddie Moore and Mark Bell Jr. in the 1 and 10. They're coming up trying to pass Ryan Adema both, but I think Ryan Adema might come back down to block Mark Bell Jr. coming out of turn 2 here. Well, it's not really a turn because there are no turns. It's pretty much a circle. Well, almost a circle. I don't really know what to call it. Oh, it looks like Mark Bell Jr. is going to pass his teammate Eddie Moore in the 1. It's probably easy to mix those up. There they go. Meow. So yeah, sorry, I was a little bit silent there for a second. We are on lap 60. Robert Harley is in first, Chris Michael in second, with being behind by 0.41 seconds. And Dalton Jones actually almost a second behind. I thought last time they were like 2 seconds behind, but no, I think Dalton Jones might be catching up. Last lap time, 27.409. Yep. It's a better lap time than Chris Michael. Dalton Jones might be able to catch up. Maybe Dalton Jones might win. Who knows? Anything could happen right now. And I'm still young. Well, not really, because the race is nearly over. We're coming up to lap 62. Chris Michael still in second by being 0.71 seconds behind. Dalton Jones still with a better lap time, catching up to Chris Michael in the 31. Ooh, let's see. Is Gary Wilson going to try and pass Roman Grosjean here for 5th place? Yes, he is. Gary Wilson going inside. There he goes. And there they go. Daniel Carter. What place is he in? 16th. Oof. That's bad. And Ryan Adema, poor Ryan Adema. Used to be in the top 10, but now in 15th. Behind Bobby West in the 5 and 14th. Here's the Bullet Motorsports team. Mark Bell Jr. and Eddie Moore. Behind Jamison Pratt, owner of Pratt Garage, which is the teammate of Isaac Cole, which I believe has not qualified in this race. Here comes Dalton Jones behind Chris Michael. Is Dalton Jones going to be able to pass Chris Michael for second? I mean, it's going to be really close. I mean, here comes Dalton Jones right behind. Richard Herman, even he's trying to catch up. Oh, Dalton Jones. Oh, Chris Michael went a little bit wide, and Dalton Jones going into the inside and trying to pass Chris Michael for second place here. Here we go. And Dalton Jones getting ahead, while Robert Harley still leading behind them. They are nearly a second behind. And Dalton Jones has just passed Chris Michael for second place, and Dalton Jones now has to close the gap between him and Robert Harley, which he does have a better last lap time. He has a better lap times than Robert Harley, so it is entirely possible that Dalton Jones could catch up to Robert Hartley, maybe in time for the last lap. Dalton Jones is an entire second behind. 1 second flat. And about now, last lap time 27.715, and Dalton Jones' lap time 27.825. It's evening out, but Robert Hartley now, being the leader again, is trying to go back, dominate this race, and win the whole race. And get some good old points in the point standings. Here he comes. 1 lap, 69. Nice. And Dalton Jones is 1.18 seconds behind. Oh, Richard Herman battling with Chris Michael. Richard Herman, he's going to try and go for 3rd place. Trying to pass Chris Michael. There they go. Robert Hartley still leading. Last lap was 27.777, but now it's 27.787. That's a lot of 7s. And Dalton Jones is 27.838 last lap. Dalton Jones has the best lap. I think he still has the fastest lap in the whole race. Gary Wilson has the 2nd fastest lap with 27.198, and Dennis Reese in the 125 has the 3rd fastest lap. Just 1,000th of a second faster than Chris Michael, which is 3,000ths of a second faster than Robert Hartley, the leader of this race. Boy, look about close. And Roman Grosjean and Mark Bell Jr. have identical fastest lap times with 27.275, and Carol Basher is just 1,000th of a second faster with 27.274. Boy, the skill's almost maxing out with these drivers. They are pushing it to their absolute limit. And Dalton Jones has the fastest car, but I don't think can he catch up. We're nearing the end. Dalton Jones is nearly 2 seconds behind. Biggs 1.40 seconds behind. Gonna have to try and catch up. So here are the standings right now. Robert Hartley is at first. Dalton Jones. Robert Hartley at 3 is at first. Dalton Jones at 24 is at second. Chris Michael at 31 is at third. Gary Wilson the 45 is at fourth. Richard Herman the 53 is at fifth. Robert Grosjean the 64 is sixth. Colonel Basher the 79 is seventh. Lee Joseph the 46 is eighth. Teammate of Robert Hartley. And Dennis Reese in the 125 is ninth. And Kevin Harrison rounding out the top 10 is at 10th. There's poor old Jameson Pratt of Pratt Garage. Robert Hartley starting to pull away. No, but gap got shorter, even though Robert Hartley had the faster, best last lap time. Boy, oh boy. There you go. Chris Michael's still trying to close the gap. It's now he's a second, 1.28 seconds behind. Robert Hartley still dominating the race here. On lap 77, nearly 10 laps to go. Across the line once again. Robert Grosjean is making a move on Richard Herman to try and take 4th place. There's Chris Michael. No, that's Chris Michael. It's 6th now. Ah, poor Chris Michael. He was the leader, but now he's down in 6th. Man, what happened? Chris Michael's just slowing down after that pit stop. Hasn't been the same since. And here we go. 10 laps to go. We are on lap 79. And, where's Dale Carter? Oh, someone's pitting. Dennis Rees. He gave up his top 10 position. And now he's in the pits. What's happened? Dennis Rees is in the pits now. Dennis Rees now in last due to his pitting. Maybe it's almost time for green flag pit stops again. Maybe Dennis Rees is just very smart. I don't think so, though. No, I don't think we're going pitting. Robert Harley still leading. Dalton Jones 1.22 seconds behind. Yeah, Daniel Carter. Actually, he's in 14th. And, he's got the 17th fastest lap time. With Eddie Moore having the worst best lap time. Yeah, Eddie Moore is up here. He's beating Daniel Carter, who won 2 races this season. Well, he won 2 races in a row. But yet, he's being beaten by the likes of Eddie Moore. The worst lap time. The worst best lap time. Yeah, he's ahead of Daniel Carter. And Bobby West, too. We're on lap 83. We're nearly 5 laps to go. Sorry, I'm not yawning because it's boring. I'm smallly cheering because of how exciting this is, but I can't really, screaming a lot because it's 3 a.m. where I'm recording right now. And I don't want to wake anyone up because I live with people. Anyways, Robert Harley is in first still. Dalton Jones is in second again. Gary Wilson is still in third. Robert Grosjean is still in fourth. Richard Herman still in fifth. Chris Michael still in sixth. Colonel Vasher still in seventh. Lee Jones still in eighth. Kevin Anderson still in ninth. And Jamison Pratt now in 10th. Jamison Pratt in 10th place now. Hey. Dennis Rees still in the pits there. You can see him. We're on lap 85. We're nearing the end. And it looks to be Robert Harley has got a great dominance on this race. And with only a few challengers like Chris Michael. But Chris Michael has lost a bit of positions. Hey, Chris Michael's now back at... Oh, what? Dalton Jones is going to pit. Dalton Jones, what are you doing? Dalton Jones is going into the pits with Dennis Rees. There goes Dalton Jones. He's gone. He's retired. Gearbox. Apparently, Dalton Jones had a problem with his gearbox and might have broken. Ah, that's gotta suck. Now Gary Wilson is the person second. And here we go. We're on lap 87. 2 laps to go. Richard Hartley still in first. Gary Wilson in second. Cobra Gajin in third. Richard Herman in fourth. Colonel Basher in fifth. Lee Jones now in sixth. Pressing Chris Michael, which is now at 7th now. Kevin Anderson 8th. Jamison Pratt 9th. And Mark Bell Jr. in 10th. In the 10 car. Pretty fitting. And here we go to the white flag. 1 more lap to go. Robert Harley is racing. We're on the last lap here at the Langhorne Speedway. Robert Harley with a fierce dominance. Unrivaled. Except for the likes of Chris Michael. which unfortunately lost a lot of positions. Now in 7th now. Robert Harley is going to be your winner of this race at the Langhorne Speedway. Robert Harley goes across the line, taking the checkered flag. Robert Harley has won this race in the number 3 car. Robert Harley Racing is going to be happy with this finish. And I bet Lee Jones is a little bit bittersweet about the whole ordeal because Lee Jones is going to finish at 6th. Usually finishing up front. Actually, 6th position, not bad. It's in the top 10. Used to be around in, I think, around in 12th, probably. I don't remember. Yes, Robert Harley has won this race. Robert Harley is 3. Goes into the pits. I bet he's going to be really happy. Celebrations are going to be going around. Roman Grosjean just slammed into the inside wall. No idea why. Roman Grosjean apparently just lost control of his car. Dennis Reese is going to finish a lot of laps down. Dennis Reese 11 laps down. Last. Just sat in the pits the whole race. And there we go. The race is done. The only people out still is Roman Grosjean in the 64. And Richard Herman in the 53. Richard Herman goes into the pits. And Roman Grosjean going into the pits now. But yeah, thank you for joining me here at this race at the Langhorne Speedway with your winner, Robert Hartley and Gary Wilson finishing runner-up in 2nd, and Roman Grosjean in 3rd. So thank you for joining me. Dennis Reese still here on the track. No idea why. He's just chilling in his car. We'll finish on 49.49, and thank you for joining me here at the Langhorne Speedway race. And that is it. Robert Hartley is your winner. And there you have it. Robert Hartley finished 1st. Gary Wilson finished 2nd. Roman Grosjean finished 3rd. Richard Herman finished 4th. Kevin Colonel Bashard finished 5th. Lee Jones finished 6th. Chris Michaels finished 7th. Kevin Anderson finished 8th. Davison Pratt finished 9th. And Mark Bell Jr. finished 10th. In the 10 car, being 10 seconds behind the leader. And now in the point standings, Kevin Anderson's leading in the point standings. Chris Michaels 2nd in the point standings. And Dale Carter now down to 3rd. And Robert Hartley, after winning this race, he's 4th in the point standings, 52 points back. And thank you for joining me here